Good morning, Infused Transitions, or good afternoon, good evening, and anywhere in between, whatever that is for you at the time you find this video. I would like to say quickly, I just really appreciate all of you. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. We hope that you enjoy the channel, enjoy the reading, and that you decide, if it resonates, to not only like the video, but to subscribe and hit that notification bell, as well as sharing, as this helps me. Yes, it helps me, and I greatly appreciate your support in that. But it also helps the channel, which also then in turn, again, ripple effect. This helps others who could possibly benefit from receiving the messages as well. For those of you who are returning, you guys already know all of that and the drill, but I just also want to say thank you guys so much for returning. I appreciate your support. If anyone is wanting to know more about how I read or what else I do besides my YouTube channels, you can check out that information in the description box below. And we are going to jump in. So, I am, for the first time, I am going to use two of my own decks that I have been working on. And we're just going to pull, and then we'll see what we'll get more details utilizing the various tarot decks. And, you know, if I'm called to pull other decks as well, of course, we will do that. So, let's jump in and get started. Which ones are we doing first? Okay. Remember that all videos are timeless, so whenever you find the videos or video, that's the time for you. How you guys doing out there? I hope everybody's doing all right. All right. These decks have all been pre-shuffled, but I do like to shuffle on camera. All right, what are we going to talk about today for Infused Transitions and our viewers? I'll let you know what that is in a minute. All right, that's all right. I was going to say that's too many, but I heard, no, pull them. Okay. All right, so we have rebuilding from the ground up means now you get to do it your way. It's time to change the story, which makes total sense when you put it with, you know, rebuilding from the ground up means you get to do it your way. This means you get to change the story. You get to have, it's time to change the story, right? It's time to quit repeating the same whatever that is non-serving. So whether those are beliefs or practices or habits, or, well, I just rebuilt it that way because that's the way we've always done things, right? Without, I'm hearing without being mindful, like maybe like a hands-off kind of approach. I got focus on what is good in your here and now. And it's time to cut cords and clear out low vibrations, which probably has a lot to do with why things are being rebuilt. Now, for some of you, this could literally mean rebuilding, you know, it could be anything. It could be rebuilding your household, rebuilding your finances, rebuilding what you're going to do for a living, rebuilding how you carry out your day-to-day life. It could be any life area. It could be multiple life areas, whatever that is for you. One more. Shh, it's all right, lady. Quiet. I don't know if you can hear her or not. She's growling because there's somebody across the street and probably half a block up. but apparently that's too close to her house and she doesn't like it. Okay, what else do we have? Thank you. Anything else? One more, please. Oh, no. That's way too many. Okay, but we'll take that one because it turned the opposite direction. All right. Become the master of your reality. Oh my gosh. Okay. Become the master of your reality one step at a time. And then we have this validating, confirming, take one step towards what you want to create. So, again, become the master of your reality one step at a time and take one step towards what you want to create. So, I love that. For two, it could feel like maybe some of you are like overwhelmed, like whatever you're dealing with, you may feel like this is too much. I can't do this, or there's just so many steps. How am I supposed to carry this out? Or you can be so fixed on the big picture that you're maybe not thinking about, okay, so I have the big picture. That's great. Now, how do I create that? So this is what I want to create. And for right now, these are the steps I'm thinking I can do to get towards that. So if you haven't done that, maybe sit down and brainstorm, whether with yourself or with your spirit team or with someone you trust, or maybe a professional, whatever that looks like, depending on whatever your needs are. But then, okay, so these are the steps that, that I would take. And they're wanting me to pause here. In this, they're saying, sometimes we can go to someone and we can say, okay, this is what I want to create. And they can be made, let's just say, a coach of some kind. And they lay out this, okay, well, they'll brainstorm with you and you guys can come up with, okay, these are the steps. Now, let's say this first step just doesn't resonate with you, but the rest does. Or the middle step doesn't resonate, but the rest, whatever that is for you, right? These are guidelines. Nobody says that you have to do these things this set way. It is about being flexible and at the same time staying true to yourself. It is about balancing and finding what works for you. And the reason it can be challenging is because there's times when we resist something, maybe because on a subconscious level, our subconscious, our amygdala, our ego that we're not even aware of is saying, oh, no, don't do that. It doesn't feel right. But the reason it doesn't feel right is because it is going to create change, right? And that subconscious part of us can mistakenly feel it's doing its job to keep us safe, when in reality it's keeping us small, which is why it's so important to look at beliefs and perceptions, and why it's so important to do research for ourselves, to come up with what works for you. And, obviously you can always decide, okay, yeah, that one's not for me, but these three are. Or, you know what, I'm not really sure this resonates with me. Let me take a moment. Let me breathe. Let me get grounded and connected. Okay, now let me feel into that. How do I truly feel about that? Or you can approach it that way, and, or, getting grounded and connected and again, asking, so why does this not feel right for me? And again, have your paper and pen ready. Whatever comes to you, write it down. There may be beliefs in that are important for you to release, to heal, to let go of, to acknowledge. It could be right. Could be, okay, yeah, that makes total sense. You got to kind of go with the flow. But it is important to be flexible and not allow your your fears, or the fear of changing the story, the fear of trying to create it in your own way, stop you from doing it in your own way, from creating your story, from shifting and rebuilding in a way that is aligned for you. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, where are we going from here? Okay. let's look at this. Rebuilding from the ground up means now you get to do it your way. Okay. Rebuilding from the ground up. So for some of you, this card to me can mean a few different things. We do have the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck, turned in the upright. I feel like because this came up in the upright, this Three of Cups, I feel like about building it your way. I really do feel like it is about putting together your team to support you and maybe educate you or teach you or whatever the case may be in different aspects of you rebuilding this foundation for yourself. I feel like it's about finding those who are, their focus is about what is the best and highest for you, not what they can get that's best and highest from you. This can be, I feel like it's something that will give you reason to celebrate, reason to have that party, that because it feels like it's something that you either already are successfully doing, you're in the process of doing it, and you're doing it very successfully and wonderfully, or if it's something you're coming up on, it's just saying, ask for that support, get that help, so that you can change your story. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at, what is the story that we're wanting to change about? Okay, what is it that we're wanting to change it about? All right, well, we got this 2 sixes, 6 of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords, this is about moving on, and in this particular deck, it's moving upward and onward. This is, in this particular case, it's showing, and we do have the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. It's showing moving on and moving upward, and he's got his briefcase, so it could be about your career, your job. Maybe you're going to create a business. Maybe you're going to have a side hustle. Whatever this is for you, bottom line, it is about finances, the material world, and we do have the 6 of Pentacles. So for me, as a reader, there's 2 cards in the Minor Arcana that speak of justice, of balancing of the scales, and that is the 2 of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles. So I feel like for some of you, doing this switch up, doing this change, changing the story, changing the story, the beliefs, the perceptions, rebuilding your foundation from something that is balanced and aligned and harmonious for you as an individual, is going to provide this balancing of the scales. And I feel like it's going to bring forward this opportunity for growth. And again, we're really being, it's really being emphasized to do this one step at a time. And trust me, I totally get the whole, the patience. I totally get not wanting to wait. I totally get, wanting things to move quickly, smoothly, and be right now. Look at that, even that, and it's still on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I get that. But we are being told, instead of plowing and rushing and forcefully ahead, so that is for a few people, trying to force things to fit, trying to force things to happen more quickly. I'm getting that it's more about allowing things to happen in their right time. That alone, I mean, I just felt that, and I did that actual sigh of like a resigned to, okay, that's how it's going to be, I guess, right? In frustration, and I so get that. I have complete understanding of that feeling. Trust me. And they're saying, just acknowledge yourself about that, and don't make it into a thing. Yes, okay, I know I'm impatient about that. but it's okay. Let me just breathe, right? Just let me breathe. Breathe into the count of 4, pause, exhale to the count of 4. Set your intentions. What are you breathing in? What are you exhaling out? And what you're exhaling out, where are you sending it, right? When I'm exhaling out stuff, I'm sending down to the core and heart of Mother Gaia what is for her to do, to transmute, to do with whatever she's going to do with it. And what doesn't go to her goes straight up to, and I say utmost high. So whatever that looks like for you may be helpful. All right. But I do feel that this has to do with moving on. Could be about job, could be about career, could be about how you do things. Obviously, it's going to affect your money. Here we are with the 8 of Pentacles. This is, I feel like saying, focusing on what is good in your here and now. And I think, man, how synchronistic, how on target is this saying with this card? Because, and if you're not a Friends fan, let me enlighten you here. So in this particular message here, it is about money. It's about having this new opportunity around career, which we see moving on, moving up, and we've got progression here, right? 6 to 8. There's a new opportunity that is coming in, or has come in, or will come in, or is currently in the process. Maybe you're negotiating about it. But there is an opportunity coming that is going to allow you to be able to work in your craft. It is something that is what you've been working and striving towards. And it is important to, put forward your all, to study, to do your research, to process, to carry things out. And again, this one step at a time thing, right? You can't just get a part and then go act, right? You have to get your part. You have to audition for that part. You have to get the part. You have to maybe do research before you even audition, right? You have to study your lines. You have to be prepared. You have to know your lines, right? Do the work so that you can show up. Okay. And then time to cut the cords and clear out the low vibrations. Can we get a little more on what this is pertaining to? Napoleon. Hey, get out of there. Sorry. All right. Oh, here we go. Yep. It's time to cut cords of the low vibrations. And we have the Devil card came out. So there could be, obviously there's something low vibing, could be, again, why you're rebuilding. Maybe it's about a person, a place, a thing, an event, a situation, an environment. Whatever that is for you, it's maybe you're still, like I'm seeing, like straddling the fence with one foot in both places. And that's just not serving you. It's creating confusion and disruption. But even it's almost like every time you make two steps forward because you have not cut the cords, or it's almost like I'm afraid to let go of what was, because if I do that, oh my gosh, what if it doesn't work? Where am I going to be? Where am I, right? The mind and the emotions spinning out of control. And it's like, no. Again, it's okay. Don't judge yourself. We all go through that. Take a few breaths. Take a few breaths. Get yourself grounded and connected. Breathe. And set your intention, okay, so show me what cords do I need to cut if you don't know. Most of us, we know, whether we want to admit that we know or not, we know. And if you really honestly don't know, which can be the case sometimes, ask to be shown. What is it that I need to clear out of my life? What is it that needs to be, that is no longer a vibrational match? And I would say, if you're not aware, if you're new in this kind of a journey, just be aware. It's very common for things to fall away. Okay, sorry about that. It may get loud here in a minute because we have somebody that just came home, and the dogs tend to get a little rambunctious about that when in their excitement. Okay. So anyways, obviously there is a need to really do some cleaning up and clearing out of lower vibrations, things that no longer match you, or things that are not going to be matching you because you've made this choice, or you will be making a choice or a decision, or are in the process of making the choice and decision to move on, move forward, to change your story, to rebuild in a strong, healthy, balanced, aligned manner. And that does allow space for things to change. And again, but it's free will, free choice, right? If we decide not to clear things out, it tends to have us spinning our wheels. If we stay in things that are just no longer aligned and we're so afraid to let them go, they may end up either slowing us way down, or we may end up just giving up. Becoming the master of your reality one step at a time, and take one step towards what you want to create. A Page of Pentacles. See, again, this is a lot about money, because you got money, money, money. There is an opportunity, a message, a communication. Could be a person coming in, but there's something that is going to shift your money story, or holds the potential to shift your money story. We do see two different lands of pieces of land behind him, as well as a body of water. So this could be an opportunity, or a message, or a person coming from quite a distance. This could be, I would say, something coming more along the lines of, I heard the word cerebral. So something very logical, methodical, laid out. Could be the personality of that. I'm sorry, please hold on a second. Okay. I don't know if you heard all that. Somebody just had to go get his toenails cut at the pet salon, and had to get a new toy because he was such a good boy, and he's going a little crazy about it. Anyway, and I guess to me, when things like that happen, they can and often do become part of the reading. To me, that is about celebrating, again, right back over here, celebrating the joy, the happiness of, and I would say, being sure to acknowledge every step you take. But again, I do feel like this is something that could really shift things up for you and change things for you. Yeah. So anyways, guys, I feel like this is, I feel like we've actually covered a lot, and you've got the steps, you've got what's, laid out here. It does have something to do with your money and moving on, moving up. Reasons to celebrate. I would also say, if you're unsure of how to rebuild from the ground up your foundations of what you're doing, put together your team, whatever that looks like for you. Being open, being flexible, at the same time, again, finding that balance. I'm seeing the strength card in my mind, but yeah, it is about that mastery of the self. Finding balance of our various different aspects of ourselves. Can we get a little more information about the Devil card, please? King of Cups on the bottom of the deck. We have the Fool and the Moon. So to me, this is saying there is information in things that are unknown to you, but it is also about taking that leap of faith. And again, we have the goose, or a duck. They call him a duck and a chick, but in here he looks like a goose, but in the show they call him the duck. So you may want to feel into that if you want to look up animal energy and see which one speaks to you. But again, and then we have the Moon card. The Moon card is about things that are mysterious, things that are unknown. We don't always see everything, but I do feel like it's saying, if you take that leap of faith, It's taking that leap of faith into the unknown. You may not know what the unknown is and what it's going to look like when you get to the end, or I shouldn't say the end, and because people take that as final, but I just mean when you get to that, yeah, see, we get this graduation of, you know, he's looking at his Emmy, of his award, from doing the work. You know, it's keeping your eye on that prize. And we have the Knight of Cups, or Knight of Pentacles. I was going to just do this and then set it aside, but this kind of like separated itself and then got caught on the crease of my thumb. And it is the Knight of Pentacles. So again, I feel like this is something that you've wanted for a long time. This is something that has taken a really long time to come about. And I do feel like, though, that this energy, you know, not by having these lower vibrations and these attachments, has really brought down your energy. And then look at that. It's also brought down your money. So I do feel that this is really important to, you know, take an inventory, take some stock, see what's going on, see what's not aligned, see what, you know, drains you. And those are the things that would need to be, I shouldn't say need to be, but would serve you better to free up your vibration and make it so that you can raise your vibration more successfully and maintain that higher vibration. And as I was saying, you know, things fall away, but we have to remember things fall away to make room for other wonderful things to come our way. And you can always set your intentions that, you know, you're just, that because you're no longer a match for these vibrations here where you were, right? You are calling in vibrations that are matching you at your new vibrating level or higher, right? You know, in this or better, right? It's being open, being flexible. We set our intentions and then we follow that up with this or better, right? Because that's also showing that, you know, we're open. We're not making things so defined, so like this, that we're trying to control something, that it has to be this way and it has to look like this and it has to come at this time and it's going to, you know, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I hope that makes sense, guys. And I hope that you found this very helpful. Oh, and I don't know if you can really, I guess you can't really see them. I got my two little frogs, my two little praying frogs. They actually are little incense holders. And I got several of the crystals that I normally have here where you can see. I have a lot of them, but I also have a lot that I've moved. And I don't know if you always see them or not, but they're working right now. I have my own manifestations and intentions that are on my copper plate that I have utilized the energies of the various crystals to put on there. And so I decided to put something else on here also. And my little frogs are what made themselves known to come forward. And I have a thing with frogs. So anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful. We've got some good information here, some steps, some things to think about, new practices, possibly if it resonates with you, to put in place. And there you go. Until next time, thanks for being here.